are so unforgiving of themselves. We don't recognize our own beauty because we're too busy comparing ourselves to other people. Like, how sad is that? Say you wanted to freaking start an OnlyFans. Let's just say that, because that's just like the big thing, and everybody has like conflicting opinions on that. When you're letting people affect the way that you live your life, you're giving those people control. Therefore, it's like not even freaking your life. It's like you're not living your life. You're letting other people live your life for you. And like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? You realize you have one life, right?
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
Hey! So, this is a series that I started a while ago that I kind of forgot about and kind of pushed back, but then I got re-inspired to do it again. So we're going to try it out and see how it goes. This is going to be just a series for me to give my opinion on anything that I have an opinion on, because I have a lot of opinions. So first of all, it is officially summer. Whoop whoop. And I wanted to do a video talking about summer, something tied to summer, and I was just like, okay, it's summer now, things are opening up, people are getting out more and probably spending less time on social media or online. We had like a great time where we were on social media a lot. That was pretty much our lives, but now it's to the point where we are deciding to focus more on life and, you know, interacting with actual people. I mean, I'm an actual person, but you know, rather than like interacting with somebody that is like face to face, rather than like laptop to laptop or phone to phone. You know what I'm saying? Get it? Okay. So I was just like, what can I talk about? And I was just thinking about how difficult it may be for some people to actually get out in the real world and interact with other people, maybe, possibly, and just that whole transition. You guys know I'm all for my whole thing. What I stand for is being yourself, staying true to yourself. If you don't know, that is my thing. That is pretty much the product of my channel, is to make videos to make you feel good about staying true to yourself, staying true to who you are. And I was just like, how about I do a video on how to be more yourself. I was on Pinterest a while ago, actually yesterday. Why am I lying? I'm on Pinterest like every day, and I came across this one picture image on how to be more yourself, and I related to a lot of those things that I was saying. I tried to think about me as a person and how I'm able to be myself and not care like about any outside, even not just online but outside, you know, just on a day-to-day basis, just around people that I interact with. And I feel like it's going to be important for you to really make sure that you're yourself now that you're getting out of your, you know, maybe your own space and going out into interacting and meeting new people. It's crucial for you to really have your own identity and be your own self and be open to being like that, because it's like I feel like we've all been online and we've seen so much, and social media is a great place, but it also influences us, and sometimes we may take things from people that we see and there's other stuff like that, and sometimes we may forget who we are or whatever because there's a lot of trends and just different stuff like that. Maybe do you relate? Because we are getting out of that, I wanted to give a video just to give you my tips on how you can be more yourself for this summer and throughout the rest of your life. I feel like so many girls and boys even nowadays, so many people aspire to be somebody else rather than aspiring to be the best version of themselves. And that can be a combination of different people and also a mix of who you are. Long story short, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips that has helped me to be more myself online and in real life, okay? I wrote stuff down right now because I want to stay on track. So the first thing, number 1, is going to be something that I've said in the past, but I kind of just want to get this out the way. It's something that has helped me. Don't follow trends. Now, you're probably like, what? What do you mean don't follow trends? Don't you always talk about trendy things in your videos and talk about trendy hairstyles and blah, blah, blah? Yes, I do. But listen, that's not it. Yes, you're right. But what I mean by don't follow trend is don't only follow trends. Meaning, for me, like, and I've said this in the past, but I'm gonna say it again. I like to stay hip on trends because, first of all, for my who I am as a creator, I just feel like being a creative person and being a creator and creating videos and stuff like that, it is important for me to stay knowledgeable or stay on top of the trends. So I just kind of know. And also just for me liking to do hairstyles and like liking fashion and all that stuff like that, like I'm interested in the trends sometimes. Sometimes I feel like, okay, yeah, I do want to be a little hip and do want to be current because it's fun trying new things, changing up my style. But the thing is with me, like I'm not super obsessed with trends. So with my relationship with trends is I'll look at the trends and I'll pick and choose the ones that I like. Not the trends that everybody else likes, because there's so many things trending, like long nails and different makeup looks and like natural hair low-key is, I mean, well, I don't like calling natural hair a trend, but it was, if we're being honest, trending to some people, especially like the marketing and media at one point, and now everybody are doing other things. Like just certain things, it's like I'm not gonna care if I genuinely am not interested in it. Like for example, like nails. I like think the nail trend, like having your nails done and everything like that, it looks so beautiful on other people. But personally for me, I've never really liked nails, so I'm not going to, just because it's a trend to have your nails a certain way or whatever. I know that's not who I am, not something I've always liked, and I have no interest in it, so it's like I don't care to try it. But I may really like, say for instance, the whole roller things in your hair, like having blown out hair, or maybe trying a new hairstyle, or maybe different colors. Like I really love the green color that's in, or just whatever. So I just pick and choose certain trends, and then I mix that into what I like from the day-to-day thing that may not be trending, like aka like for example chokers. I don't think chokers are trending right now. It's just something that I really I discovered, and I was just like, wow, these are really cute. I love the edgy look of it. And for whatever other things like that may not be trending, so I feel good because it's like I've chosen some trends that I like for me, and that gives me like a fresh, different look. But also I feel good. I feel like I'm still being myself because I'm still staying true to this things that I still like that may not be trending anymore, but I don't care because it's like it's a part of me. It's who I am. It's something I like. So that helps me to stay true to myself and be myself, because I feel like I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm still being myself, but also trying new things as well. So it makes me, it's a good balance. So I say that I think it's great to look at trends, but don't like try to do all the trends just because you want to be in, or you want to look like you're like somebody else. Do it if you like it, and if you don't, then don't follow. Okay, all right, next. Okay, so this one I saw on Pinterest, and I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. So it has to do with comparing. So comparing has been something that probably you've experienced. I've definitely experienced it. It's inevitable at some point, because especially if you're on the internet a lot, not even on the internet, but even if when you're out and about this summer and you're out and you're seeing so many beautiful girls, because there's so many beautiful girls out here, and even guys or whatever, you know, like you are gonna sometimes compare yourself, because that's just what we do as humans sometimes. It's just a natural reaction. But try this, and this will probably help you a little bit, hopefully, with your comparing. So instead of comparing, practice being compassionate. Let me explain. I think I looked up like what is being compassionate, or I was like looking up compassion. Like I know, but I like to like look up definitions just to get more familiar with it. Whatever, to remind myself of the exact definition. But I read something that really like set off a light bulb in my head. I don't know. But listen to this. When you have compassion, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes and really feeling for them. Why did I read it like that? So when you have compassion, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes and you're really feeling for them. For example, say I'm scrolling through social media, or say I'm just walking on the beach, or I'm somewhere out and about at the mall, whatever, and I see a beautiful girl. And this girl may have like the nicest boobs, and she may have the curviest body, whatever, the nicest butt, or whatever the certain things are. And I notice I start comparing or being like, oh, she looks so cute. And I start feeling like smaller, like, oh, or I start getting paranoid about me because it's like, dang, my boobs are this small and that girl's boobs are big, whatever. And I need to be like, snap myself out of it. Don't think like that. Have compassion. So put myself in that girl's shoes. That girl may be looking at me and be like, she looks beautiful, or she looks pretty, or whatever. Or if I'm comparing myself to that girl, and then I start having negative feelings towards that girl because I'm like, oh, she thinks she's all that. Or I'm starting to feel like resentment because that girl looks so beautiful and it's making me feel bad. Not to say that I have, but I'm putting myself in an example because I don't compare, like, I don't do it like to that point. But I know there may be some people, only because I've worked on my confidence and I already know, like, I'm confident enough to not go there. But there may be some girls that be like that, whatever. So if you find yourself doing that, then you have to think about that girl. Like, put yourself in that girl's shoes. Say you're that beautiful girl, whatever. You still have insecurities yourself. Although you may have a nice body, you may be thinking, I wish I had something else. Like, you know, or you may be insecure about other things. And you will feel bad knowing that another girl's looking at you like and envying you and making you feel bad just because you were born with something, or you maybe weren't born with something, you know. Just like, have compassion, because it's like that person is a human too, and why would you be upset for somebody for looking attractive? You know, like I said, put yourself in their shoes. Would you like somebody looking at you, being mad at you just because you're pretty? Does that make sense? But ultimately, I feel like it'll make you feel better about the people that you're comparing yourself to, because instead of looking at them like you're idolizing them or looking at them in a way that they're better than you, if you have compassion for them, you're putting yourself in their shoes and you're viewing them as just like a normal person. And it kind of makes you feel better because it's like, hey, they're just a normal person. They go through the same probably stuff that I go through. You're just not like putting them on the pedestal. And I feel like when people idolize or put people on the pedestal, they forget like, hey, they have emotions. They're human. They have insecurities as well. Although they may look cute from the outside, they may be going through stuff on the inside. It makes me feel better because it's like me looking at another cute girl. It kind of makes me feel like, you know what? Like, yeah, she's pretty. Like, I would tell her she's pretty. So I went on the Psychology Today site and they had this quote on it about comparing. The article I read was how to stop comparing yourself to others and feel happier. And there was this really, really good quote by Kelly Osbourne. I think that's how you say her name. And she said, women are so unforgiving of themselves. We don't recognize. Now this right here, this next one is like, listen to this. We don't recognize our own beauty because we're too busy comparing ourselves to other people. I don't think you heard me. We don't recognize our own beauty because we're too busy comparing ourselves to other people. Like, how sad is that? So sad. That's crazy. So I'm just gonna skim through this article because you guys can read it. I just wanted to share some big pointers that was made in this that'll help you out. This is like really, really good. Okay, listen to this about comparing yourselves. Habitual negative social comparisons. Habitual means the habit of negative social comparisons can cause a person to experience greater stress, anxiety, depression, and make self-defeating choices. Self-defeating for sure. Wow. 2 interesting notes about negative social comparison. Negative social comparison has elements of narcissism, which I was like, But listen, when we wish to look, be, or have like others, we're not really wishing for everything about that person, but only the idolized aspect of the individual. So for instance, say, you know, again, I'm not saying this is me, but I'm just putting an example, and I have to do boobs all the time because clearly I have small boobs, and that has been one of my insecurities in the past. Not so much now, but say I saw a girl with big boobs and I was like idolizing her for it, but really I'm not idolizing her for the actual big boobs. I'm idolizing her because I know that most men love big boobs, and I know that that's a big driver in like how, you know, men look at girls maybe sexually and attracted to girls. Like, that makes a woman a woman. Not really, but like in some guys' eyes, that's just where it's idolized. So it's like, dang, if only I had bigger boobs, that guys would, I would give, I don't even want the attention, but it would be like acknowledge that I'm a, like, it maybe heightens my sexiness. For example, anyways, this idolized and grandiose, I don't even know what that word is, grandiose, impressive or magnificent in appearance or style. So this idolized and impressive perception of another is narcissistic in nature. Chances are not even those whom you compare yourself with can live up to your idolized images of them. This is why so often when people spend some length of time with their heroes or heroines, or what do you call it, heroines? Or role models or idols, they discover that those whom they look up to also have weaknesses, flaws, difficulties, and problems just like everyone else. So for example, say, again, I'm not, you guys are probably gonna think I'm so obsessed with having big boobs, but I'm not. It's just like a better example to put myself in on an insecurity that I used to struggle with. But say for example, I hang out with that nice boobed girl and I realize that, oh my gosh, this girl doesn't feel insecure about herself. Actually, she feels very insecure because she may have big boobs, but something else on her is like she doesn't like, or she doesn't actually like her boobs, even though I'm looking at it like, oh my god, how do you not? And she probably thinks she wants small boobs. Actually, that's happened before in my past with the family members. Like, a lot of my family members have big boobs and they're always complaining about it. They're like, oh, you're like so lucky that you don't have to deal with this, because they talk about not wearing bras or just it's like heavy or just what other stuff. But in my eyes, I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, you like that, those are nice. I don't know how to describe it, but you know, and then I'm like viewing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this person doesn't even care about that. They're dealing with other stuff in life that's either similar to me or other things that's way worse, or they may be going through just different stuff in their life, and it's like, wow, okay, now I realize like having big boobs are not all that it's made up to be. Maybe to the guys from the outside looking in, but maybe not, because maybe that girl with big boobs may get way more attention and negative attention just for her body rather than because of maybe her face or her personality, and she gets exposed to a lot more gross guys, like perverted guys, you know, and that is just attracting like negative attention. So it's just certain things, and then you're like, wow. So it just opens up your eyes. Okay, number 2 is it's relatively easy to change from idolizing to humanizing. For example, you may wish that you have the perfect career and a lot of money like your manager Joe, or the good looks of your friend Kelly, or a wonderful romantic relationship like Samantha. Who are these people? I don't know. But comparing yourself with them might cause you to feel somehow lesser. But when you look at their lives more objectively, you know that Joe has health problems and family issues. Kelly is actually insecure about her looks, and it took Samantha a painful divorce and many hard lessons before she found a compatible mate. Looking at them from a more balanced perspective, you realize that there's more than meets the eye, and that they're human beings with their own share of challenges like you. So all these people that you may look at on social media, if you actually spent a freaking day with them, or oh my gosh, my camera keeps dying. But yeah, if you just spent a day with them or hung out with them and learned about them, you, like I said, will, instead of idolizing them, you will low-key start humanizing them. That would change your whole view about that, or people. I mean, we see it all the time with people online, even girls, you know, who we think are the most beautiful, but they may get cheated on or done wrong. The last thing I'm gonna say, because this was a really, really good thing, like if you want to go and look this article up, just remind yourself, because hey, like watching this video is going to be great and all, and you're probably going to remember what I said for like maybe the first hour, for the next hour or two, or maybe the day, and you may wake up tomorrow and remember a little bit, and the next day you may end up forgetting this all again, and then find yourself doing the same things and not being yourself, or just certain things. Like, it may happen, so you may have to come back to this video or use this as a resource, you know, this article, just to remind yourself, because it's a work in progress, you know, when you're trying to better yourself. So lastly, the Buddha reminds us that the 4 conditions in life which cause suffering are birth, aging, illness, and death. No one, no matter how powerful, successful, wealthy, or fabulous they seem on the outside, can't escape these truths. No one can escape the suffering of birth, aging, illness, no matter death, whatever. Everybody suffers with those 4 things. These conditions effectively make all of us equal. What's left then are values which truly make our brief existence on this earth worthwhile. And these are the values: self-acceptance, quality relationships, and a meaningful life's purpose. For each of these qualities, the answers and our ability to realize them come from within. Comes from within. I wish I could like tap you on your chest right now, not in a weird way, but show you like within you. No external accomplishments, privileges, entitlements, or materialism alone can achieve them. No superficial status, ranks, stations, or possessions are required to realize them. AKA, you don't have to have everything that you see these people have to realize your self-acceptance, to have quality relationships, to have a meaningful life's purpose. All the glitz and the glam and the materialistic things and all the looks that you think people have, all the surface level things that we may idealize has nothing to do with the actual things that'll make us happy forever, not temporarily, because all that glitz and the glams and materialistic things are temporary happiness. But if you want to be truly happy, lifelong full of happiness, it's realizing your self-acceptance, is having quality relationships, and having a meaningful life's purpose that all of us, no matter how you look and whatever, need. Number 3, don't let people's opinion of you define you. Easier said than done, right? Opinions are simply opinions. What is an opinion? Let's actually look up the definition of an opinion. We all kind of know what opinion is, but let's just look up the definition. Definition of an opinion is a view or judgment formed about something, but not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. Their opinion doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, I want people to have their own opinions, because that's what would you be? Like, this whole video is based on my opinion, but it's my opinion. Some people may agree with it, and then if you agree, great. If you don't, it's okay. It's okay. It's a part of being human. We're all different. So that doesn't affect me if somebody comes to me and tells me something they feel about me, because first of all, they don't know me personally. Imagine an opinion was a piece of slime. Okay, let's just say that. Random, but let's just go with me. Imagine somebody's opinion was a piece of slime, and they projected their opinion onto you, aka they threw the slime on you. Now imagine that slime just rolling off of you and splat hitting the floor. That is how you should take people's opinions of you. It should just, once they hit you with it, just let it roll off your body and splat onto the floor. And maybe step on it and just laugh on it and just move on. I'm just kidding. Splatter it with your foot. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But just it doesn't affect you. Like, it just literally rolled off of you. Like, okay. You don't even have to acknowledge it, you know? But obviously you can if you want. If you're accepting to opinions, it's different rather than somebody just giving you their opinion. But anyways, I feel like I'm rambling. But you know that somebody's opinion isn't factual. Don't let that person's opinion define you, because they're not you. And it's okay for people to have opinions, okay? Like, that's okay. As long as you don't let them define you, like I said. Okay, I'm moving on. I'm rambling. So number 4 is remind yourself that this is your life, okay? You got it? It's your life, not anybody else's life. You, sweetie, sweetheart, cupcake, honey boo boo, you are the main character. Like people say, the main character. I actually really like that whole saying. I don't know where that came from or who started that, but whoever that was, great person, because that is a very good way of viewing your life. Imagine you're watching a movie and the main character of that movie is you, and the movie is your life. So you get to make your life the way you want to make it. Nobody else, the crowd that's watching your movie, cannot say like, hey, don't do this, do it this way, whatever the case may be. Like, no, they can't do that. They don't have the power to, unless you give them the power to do that. You create your story or your movie the way you want to. By doing that, you have to, first of all, accept who you are, accept the quirky, weird, I don't know, shy. Well, maybe, I mean, yes, you should accept yourself if you're shy, but you should definitely challenge yourself to get out of that comfort, that zone, because it just helps you become, more exposed to different people, and, you get to interact and do more things in life and everything like that. This is like the best tip, and definitely apply this when you're out and about this summer and, for the school year or whatever. Be around people who make you feel good about being yourself, about who you really are, who you actually are, not who you want to pretend to be, who you really are, like when you're by yourself, that weird thing that you do when you're by yourself. I'm just kidding. But who you are by yourself, you should be around people who make you feel good about that, not make you want to be somebody else. Pretty much people who uplift you. Okay, my camera keeps dying. Camera. Why you doing that though? If you're around somebody and you feel like you have to be someone other than yourself, run. That's a red flag. Those people need to get dropped out of your life storybook. They're not for you, okay? And lastly, but not leastly, focus more on how you feel rather than how they feel. It kind of ties into, I think, like the third one on not letting people's opinions define you. Online and offline, if you want to try something new, or if you want to do something different that you like, for instance, say you wanted to freaking start an OnlyFans. Let's just say that, because that's just like the big thing, and everybody has like conflicting opinions on that, but you felt like that was you feel comfortable in your body. And not even, I feel like OnlyFans is not just for, say, whatever the case may be, you want to do that and you felt comfortable in who you are and you just wanted to do it, okay? Like, do whatever the heck you want to do. Or for example, say you had natural hair for 2 years and you really wanted to freaking cut your hair, like, or straighten your hair. Or say you've been wearing your hair straightened, or you've been having, like, weave in your hair, or whatever the case may be, and you wanted to start wearing out your natural hair. Do that. If you focus on what people may think, then you're gonna fill your mind with they rather than what you feel. You're gonna fill your mind up with they instead of thinking about what you. Because once again, this is your story. This is your life, okay? And the people who don't agree with the things that you want to try or do, then that's fine. That shows their true colors. They really weren't your friends or your biggest supporters in the first place. Or maybe, hey, it's okay to have differences in opinions. And if they want to let that difference of opinions affect your relationship or affect them supporting you, then that's just their choice. But you can also be friends with and, maybe like support people online, offline, that may have differences in opinions. You may not agree with OnlyFans or want to do OnlyFans, but if your friend or your people that you watch or whoever the case may be decides that they want to do that and that actually makes them happy and that's something they want to try, like they really want to, then that's just it. I always focus on how things are going to make me feel. I don't ever think about they. I could care less about they because I'm more selfish with my life. And I'm like, this is my life. Like, whoever has an issue with the way I decide to do things, then that's literally their problem. And it comes easy for me because I've always been like this since the beginning. My mom is very much like how I am, and I kind of grew up with that mindset. And also maybe because I'm an Aquarius and I really, like, have that attitude, or I don't know, stop astrology. I know not everybody cares about that, but if it doesn't come easy to you, that's okay too. Like, it's okay. You just have to practice these things every day and remind yourself whenever you start getting into like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but what are they gonna think? Or, oh my gosh, I'm around these people and I don't know if I can be myself. Like, you snap out of it and you apply and you say, no, this is my freaking life, and as long as I'm not hurting anybody, obviously, if you're not hurting anybody or causing any harm, whatever, to anybody, then you do what you want to do. And you may try something, you may realize, oh, it's not for me. That's a part of finding yourself, and that's a part of growing into who you are and being yourself. You have to try new things. Some things may work out, some things may not, whatever the case may be. And when you're focusing on how you feel, you're gaining control of your life. When you're letting people affect the way that you live your life, you're giving those people control. Therefore, it's like not even freaking your life. It's like you're not living your life. You're letting other people live your life for you. And like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? You realize you have one life, right? You realize you're giving your life to other people. Like, no. What? That's not a way to really live your life, okay? So get back snatch back that control. You take control of your life and be yourself, okay? That's all I can tell you. Be yourself and be around other people. I read a lot of articles because I'm just into stuff like that and self-help and learning about yourself and discovering yourself and blah, blah, blah. That's another side of me that I kind of want to implement more on the channel, and more stuff will kind of be on my Patreon in the future, but more things that are way too juicier for me to put on like YouTube. Have fun this summer and be you. Don't try to be who you may see on social media, because people are going to be posting about their lives and their summer and all the good stuff, and you don't have to copy that. Like, you could take inspo here and there, but also balance that with who you truly are and surround yourself with happiness, and always continue to be working on yourself every day, because it is a journey and it doesn't happen overnight. Comment which one of these 5 tips you could work on more. I'll start because I'm not perfect. I still probably need to, I don't know, probably number 2, because like I said, I'm not on social media all the time, but of course I'm still gonna have little moments where I compare myself, because I'm human and there's so many beautiful people in this world. Even though I think I'm pretty beautiful, but at the same time, everybody's beautiful, and there's gonna be things that you may discover about somebody. Like, you know, you may just have little thoughts sometimes, and it's okay to have those thoughts. It's just how you feed into it, and if you let that control you and destruct your mind and stuff like that, okay? So that's just it. Let me know which one do you want to work on more, that you will work on more, and I'll see you in my next video, okay? That's it. Bye. Later, Gator.